Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes, Start Your Morning Right. I'm John Palacio and thank you for joining us this morning. Very lovely weather here in Belize City. Some quick showers earlier this morning, but nonetheless, it's looking great. The sun is shining, and as per usual, I'm always so blessed. I feel so blessed that we are in a beautiful country. That much I could tell you. En route to work, of course, we see the locals and the everyday folks who are out there actually working out, putting in a ride, maybe a run, a jog, a walk at least. This is actually to keep up with your health benefits, as we know that once you're healthy, we know for a fact that you're wealthy. And so therefore, if that is what you need to do this morning, then that is what you must do. Or in the evening time, in the afternoon time, whenever your body tells you or you feel like you need to do something, get up, be physical because of what you've eaten and whatnot, then you make sure that you take that route. All right, it's very important that we do so, and in our country, we've got the roots to do so. All right, so I'm flying solo this morning. I'd like to wish April all the best. I think it have been upon, but nonetheless, it's always great to be right here with you. As per usual, first order of duty is actually to take a look at what's buzzing. Some of the stories that were making the news last night, that actually did make the news last night, and there are a few things that I'd like to highlight, put some highlight on. And one of those would be that, I don't know if you're noticing, but in our country, our children are being attacked. And they're being attacked by people that are very close to them. And that's what you call the trust window. That's the trust window. The people who the children would classify as the highest trust in their life are actually the people that are attacking them. So how do we curb this? That's the big question that I continue to ask myself. We've seen laws change when it comes to gun control. If you've got a bullet, you're going to jail. If you've got a gun, these things are without license, you're going to jail. So what happens if we are actually putting our hands on our children like that? What must be done? I think there's so many things that can be done, and our authorities or folks that are in places to change the laws, we need to take a look at those, go back on those and see how or where we can make things better for our children. Remember, these kids are actually our future. And how do we continue to tamper with them, not knowing what the future is going to be for us, and then again be for them? Is it fair? Of course not. It is not fair for them. And while we continue to see these cases rise like that, I must say, you remember on the peak of COVID, that for every 1, 2, or 3 persons you see, especially at the peak of it, you'll hear that at least 1 or 2 people out of that bunch must have got COVID. Look, for every case that we see of child abuse or rape of a child, you know for a fact that there are many more happening, and they're just unfortunate ones that are actually rearing its head. Or fortunately, we get to hear about it because then we put awareness on it. So let's continue to report these things for the fact that they are very important, that the family knows what's going on, that the country knows what's going on, and for us to put stringent laws in place to deal with people like this, because it is the people that the children trust that are actually being the perpetrators of these criminal activities. And they're not supposed to be in that light fashion or way. Remember, our children are our future, and we need to continue to look out for them rather than to be molesting them. It's tough listening to the news or hearing the news and or watching the news and to hear that a father molested or raped or his child, or a father beat up on his child, and we're in a position to not do anything because of who they are we're not in that. We should never be in such society. For me personally, I feel that we need to change the laws, make them stringent, make them stronger, so as to deal with these perpetrators the right way possible, to give these children justice. Remember, our children, they've got their voices. And as parents, our children aren't our property. We're a conduit for these children to be brought up, and to be brought up in the best possible way. Because we know where we were, and we wouldn't want that for our children. We would prefer for them to be growing up in a society where they are heavily or extremely protected. And that's one of the stories making the news from last night. Very disturbing, actually. Moving on, we know that we see in the news, and we heard from the Director of Public Health, of course, the coronavirus situation that's actually dwindling with numbers. But around us, in surrounding countries, we're seeing the rise of monkeypox. America, the United States of America, of course, being our number one when it comes to tourism guests in our country, and they've got over 9,000 cases of monkeypox. We've heard of monkeypox being detected in Mexico. As a matter of fact, in Quintana Roo, in Chetumal. We've heard of monkeypox being detected in Central America, in the Caribbean, right there in Guatemala. And we've been doing testing here in our country, and so far, so good for the time being. Well, chicken pox. So that's one of the things that the Ministry of Health is actually noticing, that is the numbers are actually starting to crawl up for that. So for us, and they continue to tell us that many times, wash your hand, make sure that you keep your distance. It's the same thing with chickenpox. I mean, you touch somebody, physical touch, of course. You touch somebody who've got chickenpox, then chances are you're going to get it. You're going to get it. So what we need to do is to continue to monitor these situations so as to not contract these, chickenpox or monkeypox. If you don't feel safe, then wear a mask. Primarily, that's what you do. You wear your mask. All right, or keep your social distance, or maybe you don't leave your house. You try to stay. You try to stay inside. Get your necessities, and then you move on. Get necessities, and then you move on. Because these things are happening, and we could see it all across the world. We're hearing the amount of monkeypox cases that is actually raising in Jamaica. So if we had one case there in Quintana Roo, in Chetumal, we know for a fact that cases will start to trickle. So for us, this is how I feel. My feel is, it's not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. But at what point are we going to detect it? When it trickles across communities? Let's try our best to be very vigilant when it comes to these things, especially right here at home in our country. We've got our frontline workers, like we mentioned. The Americans are actually our number one tourism customer, and our borders are open. Planes are coming in, we've got our frontline workers, and these things can be, it lurks. And so therefore we must be vigilant. And speaking of the coronavirus, we must continue to adhere to the rules from the Ministry of Health. And of course, get vaccinated. That is the best way to fight the coronavirus. All right? And those are just some of the stories making the news from last night. Of course, a little later on, we'll be showing you the highlights of KTV, the remix. One of my favorite shows. Last night was great, but we'll tell you more about that a little later on. We do hope that we've motivated you to go on out, get vaccinated, and of course to be vigilant with respect to any virus or disease that would lurk within our country. Speaking of motivated, I've got for you the eye-opener for today, taken from dailyom.com, and it goes like this. Hatred cannot help but be transformed in the presence of love. Hatred can be irrational, and it has a greater impact on the individual who hates than the person or object being hated. Yet overcoming hatred is difficult because hatred reinforces itself and causes greater enmity to come into being. The most powerful tool one can use to combat hatred is love. Deciding to love what you hate, whether this is a person, a situation, or a part of yourself, can create a profound change in your feelings and your experience. There is little room for anger, dislike, bitterness, or resentment when you are busy loving what you hate. The practice of loving what you hate can transform your emotions from hatred to love. Gandhi once said, quote, "Being the change you want to see in the world, or be the change you want to see in the world," end quote. Loving what you hate sends a positive, beautiful energy to people while spreading peace and harmony throughout the planet. Instead of reinforcing hatred, you become an advocate for love. Hatred responds to hate by causing anguish, but hatred cannot help but be transformed to love. I tell you what, this is a big one for me. I really and truly appreciate exactly what it's saying, because it is true. Many a times we find ourselves in the position of hating maybe somebody or what we're doing or something. But have you ever tried transforming that energy into something that you like? I can recall one time being a radio broadcaster, and one of my mentors told me that, "John, try to put positive energy into anything that you're doing and see how it transforms you, even though you might not have liked it at first. Then you'll find out that what you're doing is actually loving the situation. You start to love that person because that person is somebody who you felt hatred for." Imagine feeling that sense of love because of what you used to hate and how it could transform you. And then imagine passing that love on to others. You are the best, how would I put this? You are actually the best change agent. Nobody can change you. Primarily, you change yourself. And how do you do that? With information just like this one from the eye opener. Because hatred cannot help but be transformed into the presence of love. Now that is true. Have the conversation with your peers. Let them know, primarily how you feel. If you're driving in a vehicle, you've got somebody next to you, tell them what you heard this morning with the eye opener. And then you have that conversation. The only way information can be passed on is if you pass it on. And today's eye opener is one to pass on. All right? That one taken from dailyom.com is actually one of my favorite time of the morning in providing you with most needed energy and, of course, positivity. And we do that with the eye opener. It's that time of the morning, though. Let's find out what the weather is going to be like. We saw some rain yesterday. Like the weather, you never know what you want yesterday. And so we got some rain, but nonetheless, we've got the forecaster on duty to tell us exactly what we should expect for today. Chief, morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir, and how are you today?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you all doing?
I'll tell you what, we're doing great, but we could do even better when you tell us the weather is going to be beautiful. You know much people that believe they don't even pin out some clothes, man? Tell me.
I suppose I don't tell you that.
Oh, my goodness. Then we have to iron it, sir. Or we have to use that microwave. Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so moist and unstable conditions persist over the region, and it will support showery weather today.
So that means rain again today.
That's right.
And will this be all across the country? Tell us the 24-hour forecast.
Right. So we can expect skies to become cloudy today with some showers, thunderstorms, or periods of light rain over most areas today. And then mainly over the south tonight and decreasing tonight.
All right. You use that word, and so therefore we expect some better weather tomorrow. Let's talk about
Exactly.
Let's talk about the winds.
Continuing with today, the winds for today, easterly 10 to 20 knots, sea choppy to moderate. We have a small south caution for gusty winds and locally rough seas near heavy showers and thunderstorms. The high temperatures today, 86 along the coast, 90 inland, 78 up in the hills. The lows for tonight, 80 Fahrenheit over the coast, 73 inland, 68 up in the hills.
All right.
And the outlook for tomorrow, Thursday, is for partly cloudy or sunny skies with only isolated showers or thunderstorms, except if you're in the extreme south where we expect a few more.
Oh, man. Like there's no letting down in the south, huh? And what about the tropical update? Is there anything out there we should be looking out for?
Okay, there's one system at the moment, and it's in the eastern tropical Atlantic Ocean. Has a low chance of development, and it's not really a concern to us because even if it develops, we don't think it will enter the Caribbean. But that's the only system in town.
All right, so we were warned. We know exactly what to expect now. But primarily, the height of the hurricane season is actually around September 10th. What should Belizeans expect around that time?
Well, an increase in activity. I'm not saying one will come here, but the season should pick up a bit during that time.
All right. And of course, be very vigilant. That is one of the things that we must do.
That's right. Be vigilant and be prepared.
All right, Chief, thank you so very much for the weather update.
You're welcome, sir.
All right, so there we go. There you have it. Of course, I will continue to shower across the country, but decreasing tomorrow, actually mainly over the south tonight and decreasing. So we should see a decrease later on tonight and tomorrow with respect to the showers. All right, moving on for this morning, let me share with you primarily what we'll be the conversations we'll be having this morning. We'll be kicking things off this morning with the National MSME Road Show. Now, there is nothing better than having a return on investment. And who do we invest in? Well, MSMEs. Reason being is because they make up about 70% of the workforce or the businesses across the country. They're the ones who are actually giving the jobs. And so the folks will be in to tell us all about the National MSME Road Show, and we'll get some of the questions that you'd like in. All right, that's the first segment. The second segment is going to be with the Belize City Council. They've got a summer festival coming up, and they'll tell you exactly how you could be a part of it, what to expect, and when it's coming up. All right, so that's the second segment. In the third segment, this weekend is actually going to be the pageant. We're talking about Miss Universe Belize. We'll have the folks in to tell us all about that. And we hope that of course, the contestants will be in to share with you how they feel, why they're actually vying for this position, and what to expect from them. And those are our segments for this morning. All right. Last night was a great one. We're talking about KTV, the remix. Man, I had some belly laugh. I could tell you that, man. And I love the host, William. Oh my goodness, having fun on stage with of course the participants of KTV, the remix. It's a trickle down, not a trickle down, but actually last night were 5 contestants. This coming Tuesday, it's going to be 4. Woo-hoo. Make sure that you put those votes in. But while you might not have caught it last night, I checked it out. So giving you the opportunity to see the highlights. And this was what took place last night.
Amor prohibido murmuran por las calles, porque somos de distintas sociedades. Amor prohibido nos dice todo el mundo, el dinero no importa en ti y en mí y en el corazón. ¡Ayúdame! Oh, baby.
Este frío noviembre cuando las hojas caen a morir por siempre. Noviembre sin día es sentir que la lluvia me dice llorando que todo acabó. Noviembre sin día es pedirle a la luna que brille en la noche de mi corazón otra vez. Otra vez.
Y tan solo con desprecio me has pagado y ahora ves. Si una vez dije que te amaba, hoy me arrepiento. Si una vez dije que te amaba, no sé lo que pensé, estaba loca. Si una vez dije que te amaba y que por ti la vida daba. Si una vez dije que te amaba, no lo vuelvo a hacer.
Deseo muoio de partigiano, tu mi devi seppellire e seppellire lassù in montagna. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella, e seppellire lassù in montagna. A veces solo una gota,
puede vencer la sequía. ¿Y para qué llorar? ¿Para qué? Si duele una pena y se olvida. ¿Para qué sufrir? ¿Para qué? Si así es la vida, hay que vivirla, la ley. Vamos todos a bailar, let's go. Everybody dance, come on.
That's exactly what took place last night. It was a great night last night. They had a lot of fun working that stage, actually belting those tunes. I'll tell you what, I had a honey jealousy. I wish I could have sing one Latin song. That's just me. That's just me. Next week's Tuesday, it's actually going to be a country segment. I'm looking forward to that. And you know, when it comes to country in our country, we love country music, especially in the rural parts of our country. Love Vince Gill. Oh my goodness. Wally Shania Twin. Oh my goodness. So it's going to be a great time. Our participants are actually gearing up for that. You've got your opportunities to vote so you can see your favorite contestants stay in it to win this $10,000. All right? And we'd like to say a big thank you as well to all our sponsors and to you there at home who took the time out to enjoy this entire summer filled with karaoke. It was a great time last night. Next week, Tuesday, promises to be even better. You can catch a repeat of this on Sunday right here on Channel 5. We're going to take a break. When we come back, of course, it's going to be about the National MSME Road Show. Stay with us. We'll be back.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
Medriva is the safest and most reliable taxi service 24/7 countrywide. Get to your destination on time. No more calling. Just pin your location or schedule your ride and a Medriva driver will be at your doorstep. Whether you're going to work or picking up a loved one, there are 3 categories to choose from: budget, economy, Island Lux. Try our services today and earn loyalty points on each ride to get cashback deals on your next ride, or sign up to be a Medriva driver. Just be sure to have your police record on hand. Transportation services at your fingertips. Download the app today. Medriva, opening doors to new opportunities.
Your life just got a lot less complicated with Belize Bank Contactless MasterCard Debit Card. Introducing our Standard Debit and MasterCard Platinum Debit Cards. Now you can make purchases anywhere MasterCard is accepted with one tap, pay and go. Your contactless card never has to leave your hands, especially in these times. And your card is embedded with multiple layers of security. Platinum card holders get to enjoy extra benefits like price protection, purchase protection, trip inconvenience, and luggage protection, just to name a few. Start enjoying a cashless lifestyle today with the Belize Bank.
The Miss Belize pageant is back. Find out who will represent us at the most important pageant in the world, Miss Universe. It takes place on Saturday, August 13th at 8:30 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. Watch it live right here on Channel 5 or on our Facebook and YouTube pages. It's an event you won't want to miss.
It's a cool back to school with tech tools from Cellular World. Beat the heat with the best prices on back to school supplies ever. Phone starts as low as $59, tablets at $155, and Chromebook bundles starts at $549. So come on in and enjoy massive discounts. 1-year warranty on all Samsung Galaxy phones and tablets, and get free SIM card data and bonus credit on selected purchases only at your #1 tech provider, Cellular World. Visit us at our stores in Belize City, Belmopan, and San Pedro, or shop with us online by sending us a message on WhatsApp at 615-5141. Find the perfect back-to-school bundle from July 4th to August 13th, only at Cellular World.
We're back. Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We're moving now into our first segment for the morning. Now, this, of course, is a very important topic. How important? This is actually investing, and the return on investment is actually going to be in the people. That much I could tell you. After reading what it's like and knowing how important the MSMEs are within our country, which makes up about 70% to 80% of businesses within the country. Why not? Now, we've got the folks in to tell us all about it. Monique Usher is in. She's the manager of SBDC Belize, Beltrade. Good morning and welcome. Nice to have you in. And on the screen is actually my good friend, Lincoln Blake. He was the director, the investment and compliance unit from the Ministry of Finance, Economic Development and Investment. Good morning and welcome, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
You know, the importance of MSMEs within a country stands extremely tall, but the thing is, it might not seem like something people are actually catching or seeing how tall it is, simply because it's a micro, small, and medium enterprise. People are actually so accustomed to seeing the large businesses. Let's talk about MSME and what it means for our country. Let's start with Monique.
Sure, that's a good point that you made mention. If we look at our Belizean economy, it's driven by MSMEs. We have 70% of employment that's generated by micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. And during COVID, we saw the value more so what MSME has to ensure that the economy kept booming and roaring. So MSMEs play an integral role, and this is an opportunity that the Office of the Prime Minister is coordinating with the Economic Development Council, the Investment Policy and Compliance Unit, and of course Beltrade, to bring a national MSME roadshow that has 4 key areas that we're looking at addressing. The first being MSME boot camp, and I'm sure you're familiar with the work of Beltrade, and capacity building is one of our hallmark services that we offer. And so we're doing a boot camp for this MSME Roadshow. We're also having a town hall meeting because last week, Friday, was a very remarkable time for Belize. We had a milestone, the launch of National MSME Policy and Roadmap for 2022-2025, which is a revision to the 2012 MSME strategy. And this roadshow is truly an output from the strategy, and it shows that, you know, we're robust, we're making the strategy a living document and taking it to the general public. So have some exciting things ahead.
That's extremely exciting for the fact that it's actually a trickle down. So it's trickling down now into various into all municipalities, because people need to understand how important this is to be a micro, small, and medium enterprise. Which leads me to ask the question: who or which business or what type of business is classified as an MSME? Now, I'm asking this because if we're taking this on a roadshow, and there's so many of these businesses in various municipalities, they need to understand that they are a part of it. So what type of business makes up MSME?
when it comes to the MSME, there was a revision to the definition of micro, small, medium-sized enterprises for Belize, and this came through the strategy. So we're looking at businesses for micro that have less than 5 employees and less than 100,000 in annual turnover sales. For small, we're looking at 5 to 20 employees, 101,000 to 500,000 in annual turnover. And then, of course, for medium, we're looking at enterprises that have 21 to 51 employees and generating 501,000 to 4.5 million. So that's the classification for MSMEs. And we're looking at persons that are in agribusiness, creative industry, that are, from different sectors.
Yeah, because that would have been the next thing as to what type of business. Like, for instance, I'm so glad that you went into, the agribusiness and whatnot, because a lot of people, again, might not understand that their business is actually you are actually an MSME member. Speaking of members, do businesses, is there a sign up for anything here? And Lincoln, you could actually jump in whenever you're ready. I guess we could throw this out to you. When it comes to MSMEs within our country, let's talk about a sign up basis. Is there any such thing, and what can one do?
Well, first of all, we have enhanced the definition of MSME so as to ensure that we incorporate all the micro, small, and medium size, especially the medium size that need that extra push to become export ready. And that's why we enhanced the definition of what we had in 2012 from 1.5 million to 4.5 million in sales and annual sales and turnover. But really and truly, any business that falls within the category that Monique mentioned would be able to apply to several of the incentives that we offer, and also the services that Beltrade offers, because we have a significant amount of needs, especially with technical assistance and access to financing. So where we have Beltrade, and we have also the ministry working on policies to ensure that we include everyone to make sure that the MSMEs are supported, because as you have said, the major part of the economy is supported and sustained by MSMEs. If we look at the amount, there is a survey done by the Statistical Institute of Belize in 2016, where they assess about 7,900 businesses, and 93% for MSMEs.
Let's talk about what can be applied for, what these businesses can apply for in terms of the help that is out there for MSMEs, because this roadshow is actually a strength building measure for these businesses to continue to provide these services. What can be applied for?
Sure. Let me just touch on the entire roadshow, how it's structured. So we're taking the roadshow across the country, like we shared earlier. We're traveling to Corozal, we're going to Orange Walk, Belize City, Punta Gorda, Kikaker, Belmopan, San Ignacio, Santa Elena, Dangriga, Placencia, San Pedro, and I know it's displayed there. So we're encouraging persons to visit Beltrade's website to access a sign up to be a part of the roadshow. As I mentioned, the first day of the roadshow is actually the boot camp. So the boot camp is where we look at building the capacity of these MSMEs. So we're able to access trainings through Beltrade, and of course you're also able to access advisory services at the roadshow, so someone can assist you, answer your questions that you have about your business. In the evening, we have a town hall session, and that's where we're inviting the public to come in to learn more about the MSME strategy and to understand your role in the strategy, because this is an all-inclusive strategy that was put together. We have key government agencies, and of course at the core we have the MSMEs that are the beneficiaries. The second day is a formalization clinic, and in that formalization clinic, oftentimes a lot of MSMEs have questions about Belize Tax Services, SSB, And so what we are doing is we're creating that platform, that space where these entities come and share information with the general public. We also have a component that focuses on access to finance, and I know that's something that you mentioned, and I know for MSMEs that's that's a challenge that they have. So we are in dialogue with the financial institution, and they will be out there sharing the different financial products and services that they have to offer. And on the last year, we have pop-up shop. So we have MSMEs from within those territory that will be showcasing, providing a space for them to promote their products and services. And just to make mention on the strategy itself, the strategy has 5 key strategic thrusts. The first being access to market, second being a conducive business environment, third, capabilities and innovation, access to finance, and then of course the institutional framework. So the strategy itself is all encompassing, and it's something that we're extremely proud to.
So when you take these road shows on the to various municipalities, it lasts for several days in each municipality.
Yes, it's 3 days in each municipality, and we have a sign up, so you can sign up to be a part of any of the activities that I shared. And it's going to be a very interactive space. We're excited. We're encouraging you, MSMEs out there, entrepreneurs that are hearing us to be a part of the roadshow.
Because primarily people need to understand that this is actually for them. This is actually a tool that can be used to garner business, to learn how to work business, and actually to get the help needed. Which brings me to ask the question: help like this, was it always in existence? Lincoln, can you share that with us?
Well, yes. Help has always been there. There is a perception that the incentives and the assistance that we grant to the business is only for the large businesses, but really and truly, MSMEs have always been included. Just that right now, what we're doing now is that we're enhancing the carve-outs within the legislations to accommodate the MSMEs even more and to make it a lot easier for them. Because while before there was, in the Fiscal Incentive Act, for example, there was a carve-out for small businesses to apply for fiscal incentives. Now, for you to apply, you had to submit a business plan and several other documents similar to large businesses. So right now what we're doing, we're focusing on amending that legislation to allow it for these small businesses to apply by a simple concept, a concept description of what they want to do, and kind of streamline the requirements that they have to submit. So we're making it a lot easier for them, and we're also expanding on some of the incentives that would be allowed. And one thing I wanted to add is that one of the main issues that we have seen over the years, from 2012, we have been saying that access to financing has been one of the main handicaps, and it continues to be. If you look at the World Bank to Do Business report, Belize ranks 173 of 190 countries to access financing. So it's something that we're really trying to look at. We're trying to find innovative ways to enhance access to finance, especially for MSMEs, because it's a huge challenge.
And I know that especially during the road show, all these businesses that would sign up to be a part of it would definitely get the information as to what are the incentives that they are able to actually get. But can we share that? I mean, I feel in order for us to be successful, especially with these road shows, there must be a buy-in from these businesses. So what are some of the incentives that these businesses could actually apply for?
Sure. To touch on the incentives, as Mr. Blake mentioned, Beltrade administers 3 key incentive programs from the government of Belize. The first being the fiscal incentive, the designated processing areas incentive, and then of course an MSME enhancement program that's primarily focused on packaging and labeling material for MSMEs. So one of the areas that government saw as a key is to support MSMEs. So we're looking at a Buy Belize campaign where 20% of procurement by government by 2024 will be supported through MSMEs. So we're going to be working with MSMEs when it comes to procuring items for government. Also looking at the exemption, and I know we had that conversation earlier about the exemption that they can receive up to 1 million for 1 to 4 years. And you know, those are just some of the incentives that they can access. There's a tax break where, you know, if you're a small enterprise, you have an opportunity to be absorbed from paying taxes for 4 years. And so those are some of the incentive. I know Mr. Blake can touch on other key areas that, you know, incentivize people to be a part of the MSME Roadshow, and of course to operate in the formal space when it comes to doing business.
And Lincoln, can you share that with us to actually enhance the buy-in?
Yes, really and truly, we have seen also issues with formalization of businesses. So many of the MSMEs are in the informal sector. So we're trying to encourage them to formalize. So one of the incentives that have been concocted, that have been designed, is to actually encourage them to register and to be exempted from that 4 years of business tax and GST. It will all be done through the Fiscal Incentive Act. And in the case of the other incentives that we're enhancing, we have the MSME program within the Fiscal Incentive Act, which will allow also, as I mentioned, the allowance of duty-free, revenue replacement duty, and also excise tax exemptions for any input machinery, vehicle that is necessary for your specific activity that you need to apply for, to enhance your business. We also have another carve-out that we have within the Fiscal Incentive Act that we're working on, is what we call a one-off or a one-time exemption, which would expire within a 12-month period, because some businesses really and truly they just need capital investment that they want to engage in, and they just need maybe 6 months, 8 months to kind of get their building materials and machinery in and start working. They don't really need it for 4 years or more. No? So and I just want to add one more thing, is that it's 4 years, but you could extend it to 8 years, because your small businesses, while you may apply for maybe $500,000, you may need to stretch it out. Most of you, depending on your business plan or on your projections, you might need to stretch it out for 4 years or more. No, so that's why we give you that leeway to enhance it, not only within the 4 year period, but also to go even further, up to 8 years.
And duty exemption, especially for MSMEs, is definitely a buy-in. I mean, if I'm a small business and I'm looking forward to, I want to do maybe something that is beneficial to our country, that we know for a fact that a lot of people will need, and I could bring these equipment in without duty. Then there's the other side to it, whereby some folks might use that to their advantage to do things that might not be beneficial to their business, but for themselves. What would be, what will be the lookout for such thing? How do we do that?
There is a mechanism in place to ensure that we're able to ascertain that the imports are for the business, and this is done through outreaches that our units will be doing, that will confirm that the items are for its intended purpose. But again, I just want to signal something, that it's important for us to highlight the benefits of the program. So if you're a small producer, let's say you make pepper sauces, and this is something that's in high demand, and you want to increase your volume to meet the market needs, and you want to do this through scaling up your production, which would entail automation, maybe an equipment to do so. The idea is to allow you to identify that equipment, to offer you the incentive to bring it in, and of course connect you with the financial institution to perhaps access the finance to get that equipment in. So that's something that we want to have the general public understand, that it's a incentive to benefit your business, and of course to improve the socioeconomic position of Belize, because we're improving lives, we're creating jobs through this initiative, and so that's something that's very important.
Would you say that, because if I'm importing something, do I get that through GOB, or how do I put this? Because I might have my know-it-how as to how to get my stuff imported and to where to buy it from. Can I do it like that, or do I have to go through a formality with GOB to get my stuff in?
It's all a part of a streamlined process. So to access the incentive, you'd have to engage with us, the government entity, to inform us of the item that you intend to purchase, and then we give approval on that.
So, and a great initiative like we mentioned, when it comes to MSMEs, you did mention small. With the MSME, micro, small, medium enterprises, all these businesses have got that same opportunity?
Yes, that opportunity is available to MSMEs. This is the focus of the program, and so we're creating incentives to benefit MSMEs.
Let's talk about the road show now. So we're starting the road show, just starting, and we're starting where?
We're starting off in Corozal. We're making our way to Orange Walk, then we come to Belize City, and then we travel to Punta Gorda, and we go to Kikakar, we go to Belmopan, we go to San Ignacio, Dangriga, Placencia, and San Pedro. So we'll be across the country. Again, there are several locations for the roadshow, so we encourage you to visit our Beltrade website to know when the roadshow will be in your area. We encourage you to sign up. When you sign up,
that's exactly where I was going. Because I, you know, after listening to this conversation, my business is suitable. I know now that I am a part of the MSME.
Yes.
I know that there's incentive that I could actually get from this. But more so, the information that could have my business, go further. How can I sign up? Where do I sign up?
You can visit Beltrade's Facebook page. There is a link to sign up there. We ask you some questions about your business, and then we also ask you about the specific day that you would be interested. Of course, you could participate in the entire 3 days with the 4 activities, being the boot camp. You can attend the town hall sessions. You can also participate in the MSME clinic and the pop-up shop. You can visit. And of course, for the pop-up shop, we're calling the general public to go out there to learn about some of these MSMEs that are within your community and support them, because of course, for the pop-up shop, we want to promote businesses, but we also want to encourage businesses to transact on that day.
Following with the onset of the pandemic, there are a lot of businesses that actually ventured off online. Do these people have the same incentive?
You mentioned something key, and I'm sure this would have been brought back to me. Beltrade is launching a virtual knowledge center, and a part of that virtual knowledge center, which is done in partnership with the United Development Program, UNDP, there is an MSME directory. So on the day of the roadshow for the clinic, we will be having a drive to promote businesses to sign up to be a part of the directory. Oftentimes, if you have families visiting from US and they want to know what are some of the products of Belize, this is a cool portal that you can go see what are some of the products. So we're encouraging businesses within those communities to come out to sign up for the directory, to have your products or service featured a part of the directory. If you don't have professional photos of your products and you need that assistance, Beltrade will have a booth out there that will be assisting you with taking photos and then uploading to the website. A key part to the strategy is also technology uptake. So we're doing digital marketing training.
Yes.
So
Yes.
those are all a part of the roadshow.
And then I might just be I might have the mindset to get the business started. I want to get this business started. I've been knocked by COVID, don't have my job anymore, but I have this business idea. Am I able to, do I have to register? What do I have to do? Because, following COVID again, we saw a lot of people losing their jobs, starting to cook from their house. They've got their piece of business from their house now. But this sounds good. Do I need to be registered with company registry in order for me to take part in this?
No, actually, companies registry will be a part of the roadshow, and as Mr. Blake mentioned, a part of our initiative is to also assist in the formalization process. So oftentimes for small business, it might seem scary to register, and that's where we come in to walk you through, and that has been one of the services offered by Beltrade to assist aspiring entrepreneurs with the startup process. So if you have that business idea, we assess the business idea, provide you with feedback and the support to allow you to start that business. So we provide you with a roadmap, and something important to point out is that, COVID, we saw the boom of entrepreneurship, and that's pretty exciting for us as a country.
Is this going to be just a pilot project? Are we going to see or feel out what it's like? And I'm saying this because, cool, this sounds great. So it gives me now the ability to you know what, I could finally get my business started, but I'm going to do so next year because I want to give myself a buffer. Am I able to then tap into, be able to get the duty exemption, tax exemption? Am I able to do those things while I become a part of MSME?
Definitely. This specific MSME roadshow is going to be held every 2 years. But important to note is that, you know, if you're at that point of, you know, just having the business idea, it's a good opportunity for you to participate in the roadshow, express that interest to us, and work with Beltrade to have you fine-tune that idea. So that when you're ready to start, you already have a foundation to work with.
And that's primarily because a lot of the times people try to get business started, but they don't have that foundation in order for them to actually have a solid business going on for them. And this is some of the information or some of the services offered by Beltrade in terms of how to get them started and how to build a solid foundation. All right, Lincoln, anything you'd like to offer before we leave?
Yes. Since Monique had touched on entrepreneurship, I just want to add that women are actually the shining light behind the MSMEs. You know, more than half of the entrepreneurs within the MSMEs are actually women, and most of them are innovators. And of course, one thing that we're trying to enhance is to even nurture that participation so that it could bloom even more. So that's why we have a policy that we will try to enshrine in the legislation, where whatever financing the government accesses for MSMEs, 40% of that will be earmarked to micro business. And within that 40% that is earmarked for micro business, 60% of that will be earmarked for women. Another thing that we have to work on is the entrepreneurship regarding youth. It's a little dismal. It's less than 1% we have ownership of the youth within the MSMEs. So it's something that we're trying to work on so as to enhance their participation in the sectors. No, but yeah, that's what we definitely need to nurture the women, because they have shown to be quite innovative, and they're the ones pushing for the growth of the MSMEs.
Definitely. And Monique, any final words in terms of these road shows? Of course, all this information is actually online, whereby you are able to venture off to these road shows and find out how your business could actually benefit from it. Final words yours.
Just encouraging the general public to sign up to be a part of the roadshow. Again, you know, this is something that we're designing to support MSMEs and aspiring entrepreneurs. So come out, take advantage of the roadshow, learn about the different services offered by government agency to support your business. And I want to emphasize that point, that we're here to support MSMEs, and also to be able to share your ideas with us. The town hall session is a very important platform for us to interact with the public, to get a feedback on the public, to share with them what the strategy is, and of course for us to get feedback on how to design programs and incentive to benefit MSME. So we want to hear from you, encourage you to sign up, be a part of the roadshow, support local businesses. Again, I emphasize the point of, you know, buying local. Definitely the Buy Belize campaign is something that we want to encourage. And if you see an upcoming entrepreneur, don't shun that product. Try it, experience it for yourself. You might be missing out on something great. So we encourage you to support our MSMEs, to be a part of the roadshow. And of course, we look forward to visiting these different locations and then providing the information. I think that was a part of your message this morning, that, you know, information you need to share, and you do that by passing it on. So we look forward to doing that.
And it's all left to us as Belizeans, because when you buy in Belize, you build Belize. And if you've got a product, then let's try it. You never know. And for the most part, for we think they're organic, you know.
Yes.
No lot of this and that. You actually get the richness of what we really have in our country. I've got to say thank you, Monique and Lincoln. Thank you guys for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
That was a great conversation, and people need to know. This roadshow actually kick off on August 24th in Corozal. It's going to be August 24th and 25th, and thereafter moving on to another municipality. You could find all the information you need on the website, or actually on the social media site belonging to
Beltrade.
and get the information you need right there. Monique, Lincoln, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right, so we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll be visited by folks from the Belize City Council. You may know they got a summer festival? Well, they got a summer festival coming up. We'll tell you exactly how you could be a part of it, when it's going to be, and what you could find there. I'll tell you more when we come back.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Full-Tech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Full-Tech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price but stay for the service.
I'm on my way to Belize, where I can get what I need and save some money. After 75 years in the business, nobody do it like Belize. Hello, how may I help you? Anything you need, we got you. Whether it tools or tiles, lights and fans, we are serving with a smile. Genuine plumbing and electric supply, quality construction supply, heating and air condition, 100% Belizean. Belize, celebrating 75 years. Quality and savings, quality and savings. Belize, celebrating 75 years. Quality and savings, quality and savings. Belize, celebrating 75 years. Quality and savings. Quality and savings.
It's almost lunchtime and Alice is getting hungry and forgot to bring cash. She remembers that eCash now has a geolocation feature in which she can easily view the eCash merchants near her, especially restaurants. Her co-workers also ask her to order food for them.
Chicken chow mein, please, and a Coke.
The merchant sends her the payment link. She taps confirm, and within a few minutes, her food is delivered. Alice then views her transaction history and taps on the transaction recently made. Then taps the split the bill button, where she selects the unevenly option and moves the bar to the desired amount per person. The request is then sent to her friends. Her colleagues accept the request and are ready to enjoy their meals. Geolocation and splitting the bill via eCash make Alice's life a whole lot easier. My parents always said, when it's time to build, invest in quality products that last a lifetime, even if it means paying a little more. It is now my turn to invest in my own home, and it's not even a question. It has to be Oran Windows. My contractor recommends Oran because of the heavy-duty construction, the thickest gauge blades on the market, and the dual locks that allow lower louvers to close independently for privacy while the top remains open for airflow. These features make Oran aluminum louver windows the best on the market.
With Oran aluminum louver windows, you get strength, durability, and beauty with an added layer of security and protection against debris and damaging winds. Come in and check out the variety of sizes and colors at Design Depot, located at Mile 3 Philip Goldson Highway in Belize City.
Back just like that. We're back and we're moving now into our second segment for the morning. I'm here with these lovely ladies from the Belize City Council. It's all about their summer festival. They'll tell us more about it. In with us, we actually have Erin Garnett. She's the communication manager at the Belize City Council. And also in with us, Melissa McDougall, LED manager, Belize City Council. And I say her name fancy, by the way. I'll smack it all.
You like the word, no?
But welcome to both of you. It's so nice to have you in.
Thank you for having us back.
Man, I tell you.
Summer Festival, a night of culture. This
Really?
Saturday, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Wait. This coming Saturday?
This Saturday.
So let's talk about it. I mean, when you talk about a summer festival, you think about, kids having a nice time. You think about dancing, singing,
Family.
playing an instrument, family. Let's venture off into this summer festival. How did it come about? And
Okay, so Summer Festival, we've been having a really active summer with a lot of summer activities for the kids. And so this week we're kind of closing off those activities. And we thought this festival focusing on culture would be a really great way to kind of end off the summer, but also introduce September when we're talking about Belizeans and patriotism and or roots. So we thought it would be the perfect transition from summer to September.
So what are some of the activities we'll be finding out or we'll be enjoying at this summer festival?
So we're talking cultural food, music, drinks, performances.
And when we say cultural food, we mean the Belize melting pot that we know.
So Hudut one it is.
Hudut definitely is. But there's more. Belize is a melting pot of people.
Yes, it is.
So
Yes, it is.
what we're doing is to correlate all these cultures in this one evening. So you will have your Indian dancing. There will be Maya. There will be some Maya. Caldo will be one of the features.
Maya art.
Maya arts, right?
Yeah.
There's also Belizean food, technically. You cannot have Belizean food, right? But yes, that will be one of the highlights as well.
So, I'm excited about this because for the mere because look, when you talk about anything Belizean and then you're having this summer festival all culturally themed, you can't. I mean that's a huge deal.
It's a huge deal, and it's the first time we're actually doing something like this, and we're really excited to get people out there and see it. This event is really to get residents together to experience entrepreneurship, ingenuity, and the different cultures represented in Belize. For entertainment, we have the Ugandani dance group who has represented Belize all over the world.
Ugandani.
Yes.
I just to say the correct way. Ugandani.
Correction.
So that dance group is going to be there. Who else?
Throughout the entire night, they will be performing, singing, dancing, drumming. And we have a violinist, Cindy Burgos. I'm sure you've heard of her. Leon Banks, who's really good in jazz. We have Pan Tempters, Steel Pan. We have Alex Evans on Steel Pan as well.
And when it comes
and
to
a
Alex,
little Indian dance for you guys, presented by some of the youths in the Indian community.
So how do we get these people to want to be a part of this? I mean, yes. The culture, the country is a melting pot, but some folks might want to be in the backbencher. How do you get these people to be a part of it?
You advertise and you give them a call again and again.
You call. Erin call it.
Definitely. Well, we have a really good team that calls and I call it harassing people, but it's fantastic.
So primarily,
they love us. They love us.
Primarily culturally themed, and where is it going to be, and how can people be a part of it?
Okay, so we're having it at the Civic Grounds. I mean, usually you guys know about our downtown super sale, but we really want to encourage economic activity in all corners of the city. So we're kind of trying to move around for this one, and this one is going to be held at the Civic Grounds.
Right there, outside, the Civic Center?
Outside on the lawn with lights and tents and, everything going on there.
It's an evening event, so it makes it all the more better and more convenient for people to actually come out and partake.
And let's face the fact, when you go to the Civic, there parking galore. You don't have to worry about this, worry about that.
I know, right?
And then, in that particular area, it's centrally located anyways. And what you're doing is actually touching all sectors of Belize City to actually be a part of this part of this.
And we know it's an evening event, so we partner closely with the police department on this event. They've already visited the grounds with us and made their security plan.
Exactly, where I wanted to go as well.
Yes, of course.
Can we venture off more into the security plan? Because there are certain areas of Belize City that you might feel you're not safe. You might have a second mind for one going in the area.
We want people to feel comfortable in all areas of Belize City, which is why we've reached out to the police department from the jump and involved them in the entire process, covered the grounds along with our personal enforcement team at the council. So they've all visited the grounds and did their scoping.
would I be free to wear my cultural?
Yes,
look?
we encourage it. Please wear your cultural attire. Wear what you are comfortable in.
Your culture. Because I noticed, you've got yours rocking. She came with the theme to say, you know what? I want to make sure that everybody knows.
You have to feel it. You have to feel it.
And it's going to be from what time to what time? And is there an entrance fee?
No entrance fee. 5 to 10.
5 hours for cultural events?
5 hours. But it starts small.
Well, it's a teaser. It's a teaser. So what's to come next year?
Yeah.
We're hopeful that it'll be an annual event.
And let's talk more now about the Belize City Council and some of the work that has been done, especially when it comes to the entertainment part of things. What are some of the things that you guys have going on besides this summer festival?
Well, this summer has really all been about us finding ways to entertain the youths for summer. We have had many activities this summer. We've been doing the summer movie night. We have had our summer program, which we had swimming classes, volleyball classes, entrepreneurship classes, steel pan classes, so many things going on. And also our Pee-wee basketball camp, which is something separate. Kids 7 to 12. We're actually having a finals for the Pee-wee kids. They're all 7 to 12 and very tiny, and they're going to have their final basketball game tomorrow evening at the Civic.
Yeah.
So we're encouraging residents to come out to that as well.
Kids nowadays, when they're 7, they're bigger than me, So because
They're very competitive.
That's right, because that's who we are as Belizean people. We're competitive people. But I've also seen this on social media, whereby the Belize City Council actually ventured off into trying to get these youths into learning how to play the sport, learning how to continue to love the sport. Let's venture off there. What's going on with that?
Okay, so that is our Pee-wee program. And in addition to our volleyball and swimming classes and basketball programs, for the Pee-wee program, we noticed that many of the programs that were happening were mainly older kids. We're talking 17, 15, older kids. So we really wanted to get them from young this time and start the fundamentals. So that's what we're doing, 7 to 12. So that's one of our main sports programs this year.
But as well, what that does for a child is to implement some type of discipline that they can actually be more productive as they go. So teaching them and allowing them to have something to look forward to is something that occupies their time during the day. So my grandmother used to always say, what idle mind is a devil's workshop. So we try to eliminate that process. Summertime is a long process for most parents. Oh my God, I wish they have something
what will they do?
So we try to bridge that gap and encourage these children to come out, to learn, to get the discipline that they need through a sport. And then move on with their lives. I mean, it would be something that they carry with them throughout. So it's like a perfect situation.
Because primarily, when it comes to summertime, it's not like when we were growing up where, you actually, I'm sorry. Like when we even grew up, we had cart. We were actually running around the yard, running to the neighbors and to bicycle tube. You had the piece of iron and the bucket cover thing, you're going. But it gave us an opportunity to actually be physical. Today's day and age, it's not. When I first time saw a cell phone, it was maybe in 2000, 2001. When I went to sixth form, that was the first time I actually saw a cell phone because we didn't know that. Today's date, it's actually tablet and these kids are actually on there. So, the Belize City Council,
and actually this summer we've actually also been conducting our summer work program where we've gotten high school students and they've been getting a stipend to help us improve DigiPark by painting and doing little work. And that money is going to be used to help them with their school supplies for this upcoming school year. So we're trying to find a lot of different things for them to do this summer.
And this is where a lot of businesses could actually chime in, a small donation to get some folks off the street, which would give them the ability
even
to
offering internship opportunities. That would also be a really good idea.
So it took me back, again, it carried me back because back in the day, the town council, I go up to PG, the town council at the time would actually have the summer job incentive whereby you make a certain amount of money by the end of the week, which gives you the ability to actually help with your school fees. So that's what the Belize City Council is actually venturing off into.
I think it's great because it's building their ideas and it's building their ideal to learn to earn what they put in what they need to get what they want or what they need. So what it does is just to build upon fundamentals that they need to carry them through their lives, because what they're getting now is what they will have to apply in their lives as they progress.
Yeah.
So it's
Financial
important for us to get
literacy,
them
all of
right
that.
now as they are little so that they can understand that concept of earning and understand the concept of you have to work to get what you want.
need. Yes, of course. Look, great conversation earlier with the National MSME Roadshow, because that's exactly where we're supposed to be putting our young people. Give them that. What's going on right now with you guys is actually giving these young people the ability to become entrepreneurs.
Right.
Responsible. Learning how to work for what you need, for what you want, actually for what you need. That's the situation at this particular point. And also giving parents the ability to learn to manage their children so they can manage themselves.
Right.
Yeah, and we give parents the opportunity if they want to, for all of these classes to stay or drop off.
Yeah.
So the opportunity is there.
Well,
and it actually helps the parents too, because that little income that these children bring in help. You know, one cocoa full basket.
Bam, you know who said that thing? But Mali, you know, and everybody is on stream because it is important. Imagine everybody in the household is actually putting their little one in that particular basket.
It contributes.
And how great that household can be because all of us are on the same page. Huh?
And they feel like they belong. They feel like they're contributing to a bigger picture when you look at it, you know. Because they can say, well, you know, mommy, I can do this, and this money can help with this, and whatever. So what the process does is to teach them how to be responsible children that turned out to be responsible adults.
And the Belize City Council is actually offering these incentives, which you know, well, we spoke about well-rounded and how to support each other, and this weekend is definitely one of those ways. One, supporting each other through culture, supporting each other through buying Belizean, because that's what we're
buying local, and we can't talk about culture without talking about art at this event. There's Mayan art. We're talking also local art, wooden carvings. There's someone who does slate stone carvings with Mayan inspirations, paintings, beaded jewelry, shell jewelry, all locally made.
So all of these things will be at the Summer Festival this weekend?
All of this will be at the Summer Festival, and also vendors who are making handcrafted products, locally made Belizean candles, locally made skincare products, organic pepper sauces.
And is it free to enter?
It's free to enter.
Wow.
It's free to enter.
Okay, but okay, so I might have something new to offer in terms of maybe pepper sauce, or maybe I'll make some tableta. And then I carry it there.
Tableta, wangla, saho.
Man, and I love me saho. But so, can I apply for a booth? What do I have to do?
Yeah, there's still
How do I
time
do
to
that?
apply. Give us a call at the Belize City Council. Reach us through Facebook, Instagram, however, and we'll help you guys get one.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Just like that.
So this Saturday.
And obviously there's drinks as well. We have Flavor Fish Shack with locally made wines, homemade Baileys.
Brain freeze
margaritas.
Oh wow, well you know how I do
it.
Yeah. You know,
ceviche, of course.
Ceviche. Oh, you have to have ceviche.
You have to have ceviche.
That's nearly part of Belize culture now. Yeah.
Arches, Mexican tacos.
Mexican style tacos as well.
So booths are still available. All you need to do is to call the Belize City Council and try to inquire on how you could get a booth. Do I have to pay for a booth?
Yes. A booth, yes.
What do I have to pay?
If it's usually the standard is that 10 by 10. Most people don't need more than a 10 by 10, and it's just a $25 charge.
Just a $25 charge. It's going to be for 5 hours from 5 to 10?
Yes.
Man, any band wanted it? What's the entertainment going to be like?
Pantemter Steel Band.
The entertainment
Alex
will be
Steel
strewn about.
Yes. The Garfina music is also going to be throughout the entire evening.
Oh, wow. The Ugundane dance.
Yes. At whatever point you come in, they are going to be playing, dancing.
I'll never say it wrong again.
Never ever you say it wrong again.
Emphasis. You have to do the emphasis.
Ugundane.
Yes, Ugundane. All right.
Guys, I'll tell you what. It was a great time, the conversation. It's always good to know that there are different things, especially here in Belize City, touching lives, touching culture. And once we do that, then of course we touch each other in the best way possible.
Yes.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
This Saturday, 5 to 10 at the Belize Civic Center grounds.
Yes, stay updated with our Facebook page for more details if you have any questions.
All right, so that you heard it first. The folks there in to tell us all about it. Erin, thank you so very much. Melissa, thank you so very much. You guys have a great day.
Same to you. Thank you for having us.
Wanted our fun, right? Know that. All right, so we're going to take the break, and when we come back, of course, we'll be visited with reps from Miss Universe Belize. I want to done sing already. This is your opportunity to see them. They'll be in with us. It's going to be a great conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Many years ago, two old, tired Kentucky pioneers met one cold, bleak February morning. One of them asked, "What's new out here, neighbor?" The other replied, "Nothing, nothing at all, except for a new baby boy down to Tom Lincoln's. Nothing ever happens out here." Little did those two poor, despondent pioneers realize the history that was being made with one of America's greatest presidents being born. In some of our darkest moments of despair and discouragement, have we not also felt that old pioneer's feelings? Nothing ever happens out here. No one probably felt this more than Abraham Lincoln himself in the years to follow. It appeared that he was a man marked for failure. He suffered from melancholia, endured long periods of depression, could barely see out of one eye, had frequent nervous attacks, experienced severe headaches, indigestion, and nausea. And on the day he delivered the famous Gettysburg Address, he was coming down with smallpox. In 1831, he failed in business. In 1832, he was defeated in the legislature. In 1836, he had a nervous breakdown. In 1856, he was defeated for the vice presidency. In 1858, he was defeated for the Senate. But in 1860, he was elected president. If you're going through a dark time in your life and you cannot make rhyme or reason out of it, remember that God's ways are higher than your ways and that our sanity rests in His sovereignty. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
Keep still now.
Ouch.
I tell you no move.
Wow. You really can't get a mannequin for this, man? Really?
Well, son, if I never lend you the $2,000 to buy the kids' computer and the book, I may have the money for buy my mannequin.
It's definitely better to borrow from the bank than from your friends or relatives. This way, all you owe is money.
Would you like me to turn around?
That would be good. Turn on, turn on, turn on.
Take advantage of the back-to-school promotion currently being offered by the Belize Bank.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Social Security Board, in collaboration with the Labor Department, takes this opportunity to remind insured persons of the requirements for compensation when on sick leave. Any employee who has worked with an employer for at least 2 months is entitled to 16 working days of sick leave with full pay every year. This is how it works. Upon approval of a sickness or injury benefit claim by SSB, 80% of the employee's weekly insurable earnings is paid as a Social Security benefit, and the difference in the employee's salary is paid by the employer. This is to ensure that the employee does not suffer any loss of wages when ill. After 16 days, compensation for sick leave is paid as a Social Security benefit only. Some conditions apply. This message is brought to you by the Social Security Board and the Labor Department. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes, and we're moving now into our third and final segment for the morning. And I know that you're jealous. Why? Because, ta-da, this is my world now. Miss Universe Belize, that's the conversation. We've got all the contestants or delegates?
Whichever, contestants, delegates.
Yeah, we've got them in this morning, and we'll be chit-chatting with them, finding out why they choose to want to do this, and what they want to take out of it. But in to tell us more, we've got Janelle Frazier, who is a member of the Miss Universe Belize Committee. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's nice to have you.
Nice to be here.
The last time we had this conversation, you were actually one of these ladies.
Right.
And following that, following your win, you came back with us, and you were actually Miss Belize Universe.
Right.
Let's venture off into what your time was like, which would eventually give them some highlight.
Right.
And thereafter, we talk about Miss Universe. What was it like for you?
It was hard. It was hard, so I know exactly how these women are feeling. There are times where it gets very overwhelming, but the support that you have from people that you don't even know, it keeps you pushing, because you understand that this is about Belize and representing its people. But my experience in terms of Thailand, I always say it was not a culture shock, but it was definitely different. The food was different, very spicy. But I can appreciate that because I love spicy food. But overall, I'm grateful that I took this journey, and I'm still living in that moment.
Exactly. You're still living in the moment. You're still a part of it. As a matter of fact, a big part now of Miss Belize Universe. What made you want to venture off there? And then let's talk about some of the work that you guys do.
Well, for me, it comes natural. I always want to see Belize move forward, and the insight and the knowledge that I have, I want to pass on. So it was no question when Romeo asked, do you want to be a part of the committee? Absolutely. But the work, it's been difficult as well. We've been trying to get sponsors and making sure that the stage is prepared for the international viewers.
Speaking of the international viewers and the pageant, when is the pageant?
On Saturday, August 13th at 8:30 sharp.
Well, I tell you what, I have to boast because it's going to be streamed right here.
Absolutely.
So we see it right here on Channel 5.
Live on Channel 5.
This is exactly what you'll be getting coming up Saturday night at 8 o'clock. Now it's that time of the morning we meet our delegates to find out who they are and why they wanted to be a part of this. And we'll be starting right here to my left. Good morning. Introduce yourself and tell us a little about you.
Good morning. Well, my name is Samantha Singh, and I'm representing Chial Reserve. And the reason why I wanted to do this, honestly, is because I wanted a bigger platform for my advocacy. I'm really passionate about advocacy for the arts, and I just think that this would be a fantastic place to speak from.
Exactly. That's one of the things Belize know you from being very advocate. And imagine now channeling what you like to do into what you are actually about to.
Right.
That's a great way to start. And then we have...
Good morning. My name is Kenya Tejada. I'm 27 years old, and I entered this because I know that I can bring change to our small country, and I want to do that.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know, we know you too. We know you.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was doing
Right.
And then we have...
Hi, my name is Ashley Lightburn. I'm 25 years old, and
I know, right?
So I entered because I'm really big on education, and
Yeah.
I think it's going to give me a platform to be able to, you know, get further into that. I'm a teacher right now, and I work as well, so I teach part-time, and I'm working, but I think this is going to help me be able to, you know, push that education thing with our kids. So,
But how do you, you know, how do you juggle having to deal with being a teacher, having to deal with your studies? How do you do that?
well, it has been a struggle. Everything just started to happen one after the other. So I started with the pageant, then I have my master's that's due, so I defend my thesis at the end of the month. And then I am working a new job as a project management officer at Atlantic Bank. So I just have to prioritize in the moment, you know.
Yeah.
So right now, this is my priority. But I know in the back of my mind, I have to hand in my paper on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I have, like, you know, I take the time throughout the day to just do what I need to do when I need to do it.
Nobody never knows the reality of what it's like to be
It's
you know, a
hectic.
part of it. So that's the reason why I asked the question, because for the most part, there are a lot of people out there who might say, I've got a lot to do.
Right.
You guys have got a lot to do, plus you're vying for the position to actually represent well.
As a beauty ambassador.
Let's move on to Alina. Tell us about you, where you from, how you do.
My name is Alina Scott, and I'm representing Phoenix Boutique, but I am from Cayo and PG, have to claim PG. And I'm most excited about this journey because it's an opportunity to give back to a lot of the communities that have invested in me. I attribute a lot of what I do now to the intellectual communities and the spiritual communities that, you know, are in Belize and grounded in Belizean culture. So this opportunity is an opportunity to give back to those communities and invest in them.
But why put a step in this if you know that, one, you know, you're vying both places, you're top PG, you're top Cayo.
Yes, yes.
But you're actually aspiring for your PhD as well. Why even make a step into this?
I have been inspired recently by a lot of the queens that I've seen come through. We've had such great representation in the last few years, and really I was able to see myself in those spaces. And I also think, same goes with Ashley, we've had a lot of conversations about this, a lot of the training that goes into getting graduate degrees and working in education prepares you for this as well in terms of public speaking and advocating for things that you're passionate about. So I do see a lot of overlap in the two areas, and I'm excited to show you guys that on Saturday.
Excellent, excellent. And then we have...
Hi, good morning. I'm Kyra Nunez, and I am 19 years old. From Orange Rocktown. Yes, I'm the baby from the group.
From the bunch. But let's talk about like the support that you receive. And I'm sure that your parental support, which I feel is number one. Look, in whatever you do, if you're going to cook something, the last ingredient in that is actually love. That's what you put in. If you're going to do something, the last thing you actually primarily first, is the support that you get from your peers. Tell us about how you're working along with that in trying to propel yourself to vie for this position.
Well, I have been getting so much support, and I feel grateful for it. And my parents, my family have been so supportive with me, and even people that I do not know. And my sponsor as well, of course, have been helping me so much. And this has been such a great journey for me, because this is something that I am new to. And it is definitely giving me more communication skills. It's building up my social skills and interacting with these ladies, which are definitely great and excellent. They're older than me, and I learn from them, and I have heard them speak, and I have learned so much from them.
Oh, man, I feel weak. And then finally, we have...
Hi, good morning. I'm Sigourney Usher, 22, and I'm Cayo.
Oh,
representing Cayo.
So what made you want to be a part of this? I mean, you see what it's like in terms of the competition. I'm sure you're getting the support that you want. I hope not just because you're from Cayo, know you want to be a part of this. But why did you want to be a part of this?
Well, how will we say it?
Yeah.
I in a pageant for IBAN mostly. But Miss Universe pageant, I would say I actually didn't have the intention to run this year, but it's still behind like, oh, I do want to go for it and what's not, but I'm still studying. I'm trying to take on my bachelor's. I'm working and I'm not even living here in Belize at the moment, but I think the opportunity was brought to me. So why waste an amazing opportunity like this? I mean, the experience it gives, it's just the wonderful ladies that you get to be for a week. I'm like, whoo, the stress that we have, but I mean, it's amazing. So the support and everything that we give each other, I think it's shown a lot. So I'm grateful, honestly, to be in this.
Janelle, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a tough time for the judges. just by listening to how they present themselves. What can people expect on Saturday night?
Obviously, brains.
Yeah.
Brains, beauty,
personality. They all have different personalities. Of course, elegance. I'm excited to see the choices of dresses because it shows in terms of their personality and what we would love to see on that international stage as well.
Do you feel that with the experience that you've got, they know what Belize has to offer? Do you feel that these people will actually be watching to see? I have to watch out for that one or so.
They have been watching for years, and I think what is lacking, if I should be honest, is the support of the Belizean community. And so if we have that full country support, there's no stopping us.
Exactly.
So that would be one of the changes that you'd prefer to have for businesses to actually support.
Right.
Why is that?
It's expensive, if I have to be real. Especially for the ladies, they have to get their dresses, the preparation for the pageant week. It costs hair, nails, beauty costs. But in terms of the committee, it costs to put on a pageant. It costs to send a delegate to Miss Universe. You have to purchase the plane ticket, their evening wear, their costume, clothes for the entire week. It's very costly.
And we know that Miss Universe have actually been having some changes. They're actually implementing some changes, putting changes in. What are some of those changes, and do you think that it's best for us?
Well, firstly, the change is that they're now accepting women who are married and women who have been or have a child, have been pregnant or have a child, or children. And I think it's including more women, inclusivity. Some people may not agree. I'm 50-50 only because I know that becoming Miss Universe, it requires a lot. The title itself, you are constantly on the go. From the minute that you win, there's no sleep. There's no sleep. And so if you are prepared to leave your family behind for a year for that reign, then by all means, but you have to understand what the title requires.
I know time is not on our side, but if being that you've been there, you've won this, you've seen what it is like here locally, and you've been internationally out there. What advice do you offer to these young ladies so they can better prepare themselves for out there?
I always say be confident. And of course, remain authentic. It shows while you're interacting with people, but it also shows on stage. Show who you are. We're looking for someone who is different. We want to see, again, personality. And just remember the purpose of why you're here. It's a platform that changes your life. You are constantly socializing with people. Young people are looking to you as a role model, so be mindful of that. That's my advice.
And so I definitely have some more questions for you ladies. What would you do if you're the winner?
Well, if I'm the winner, I'm going to embrace it fully. I'm prepared to take on the challenge. I'm prepared to lend myself to all the communities that need my help and that need me to advocate for them. So I am 100% in if I get it.
And if you should win?
I'm definitely ready for that as well. But I want to give back. Like Alina said, I've gotten so much support lately, especially from my little kids that I work with in the villages. And I want to show them that you can come from nothing, you can have nothing, and the world is yours.
Let me ask you this, because you're from the Spanish lookout community. What is it
Yes.
like for you having to represent from that particular municipality, and how is that support like for you? We could be honest here. I'll tell you what. The best buy-in is if people know exactly what you're going through. We hear Alina, she, PhD, having to do this, having to do that. We hear from her, teacher, study, being a part of a committee, working, and we hear everybody's story. Her being very young and having to vie for this position. It could be intimidating. What is it like from your community?
To be honest, I've not been getting much support from my community. We don't believe, the culture that I grew up in doesn't believe in stuff like this. It's been really hard for me, at least. There were points where I would lay on my floor and I would cry because it just felt like I was alone.
Yeah.
But then I had that set group of cousins and friends that pushed me, and they were like, "You need to do this for yourself," and so I went through with it, and I am ever so grateful to them.
Yeah.
That set group of friends that I'm talking about, they know. Thank you. I
Yeah.
love you guys.
Yeah.
But it's very hard. I've been getting a lot of judgment, I guess I could say, from the people in my community. I love them all. I love the culture that I grew up in, and I appreciate them. But still, we're very set back in our ways, and hopefully someday we're going to come out of that.
You know, one of the things that we always do on here, every morning we do the thing called the eye opener. And I remember one of the eye openers saying, sometimes you need to step out of your comfort zone.
That's what I'm
and
doing.
what it does, yes, and what it does for you to actually open your mind to other things. The best way for you to manage is if you are exposed.
Right.
What's your message to people who are afraid to make that challenge?
Do it. I promise you, at the end of the day, it's worth it. The feeling that you have, that you get from going out and doing what everyone expects you to not do, like what you've been, you get pushed when you come from a place like that. You get pushed to be like everybody else, to walk a certain line. Step out, be different. Like Janelle said, personality, be different. Don't stop being you. It's gonna take you places.
Excellent, excellent. Sammy, we've got to hear from you. Advocacy has been your thing. It's not the first time that we've seen you on screen, and because of the work that you do. What would this mean if you should vie or you should come out victorious on Saturday?
I think that, as I said, it would be an incredible extension to my platform. And so I think my priority would be continuing my advocacy. One example would be I'm currently working on renovating the Independence Library so that the kids in Independence have a better place to read. So I really would like to continue doing those kinds of things. And of course, I would practice and practice and practice to bring home that crown for us, because I think we really deserve it.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Alina,
Yes, sir.
what would this mean for you? You are aspiring, and your aspirations are very high. You're representing 2 municipalities, and everybody loves you in these municipalities. How would you carry yourself? I mean, like, what would you do having to do all that work and then still having to serve your community? How are you going to do this if you should be victorious?
Absolutely. I think getting a PhD, if it's taught me anything, it's how to push myself and how to elevate at every single step I take in every new challenge that I face. And I think being from Belize, being from PG and Cayo and all over really, with the support of those communities, will propel me to do even better. I think if I win, one thing that you can expect is me giving 100% of the time and doing the very best I can for the communities who have invested in me. So I think that's what you can expect from me.
All right. Pass it down pass it down to her. What would it mean? You're 19 years old. You've got the entire world in front of you as yet. As a 19-year-old, you barely start live then.
Yes.
In other words, this is a great start for you. What would it mean for you if you should be victorious?
My community has been so supportive from where I'm from, my Orange Rock town, and the people have been rooting for me, and I think that if I win this, I would make them very proud. And if you follow the pageant, you would notice that throughout the years, there haven't been young ladies from Orange Rock that have been participating. So everyone was so surprised that we had a contestant from there this year. And I took that challenge, and I took the challenge as a 19-year-old, and I decided, wow, if I win this, I would make those other young ladies that have been thinking about it to put themselves out there and be confident and get out of their comfort zone, because this is definitely something that I have never done before. And this has bring me so much more confidence, and I think that if I win, it would mean so much for myself and for everyone else that has been supporting me and rooting for me.
Yeah, I love it. So Journey, you're very young as well. We know for a fact that there are a lot of people actually who follows you, and you're a role model to young ladies out here, especially for what you do and the fact that you carry yourself in the manner in which you do. What would this mean to you, and what would be some of the first things you do as Miss Belize if you're supposed to win?
Wow, tough question. But honestly, this opportunity made me realize that there's so many young women in Belize that have not come out of like the box, I would say, to experience and go outdoors and do many things that we are capable of doing, honestly. And the first thing I would do, I mean, I'm a nurse. We don't get to do 50-50. It's always 100-100. 100-100, not 50. We don't get to do 50, honestly. But do your best. Go out, like Kenya said. Do you. Do you. And the first thing I would honestly do is, I mean, focus on my platform and also, like, encourage younger girls. You are beautiful. You come in every shape and size. You are phenomenal. And anything you do is perfect. There is no wrong in life, honestly. We have the capability, just to experience new things, to do better, to, you know, to grow. Life is about growing. Life is about learning. So, I mean, I would focus a lot on younger girls, honestly. I feel like we don't get that enough support, especially younger girls. They don't get the support that they need in order for them to go out, learn new things, have experiences. So,
man, I feel weak up right here to listen to this, because it is important for people to understand that sometimes we might not want to do something, but once you step out of that box and you do it, you'd be surprised of how great you are at it, and you become the inspiration that people need to move on. Which brings me to move on to how much for the tickets there? And I went for this on.
There's 3 sets of tickets. VIP, which is almost sold out at $100. Then there's the reserve section, which is also downstairs at $50, and then upstairs it's general at $25.
Wow. And you get all this for just the amount of Slighters money there.
Of course. It's nothing to see all the hard work that these lovely women have been putting in.
And it's going to be at the Bliss Center of the Performing Arts, you mentioned. And of course, we'll be streamlining that right here live on Channel 5. And you see how nice this look, right? That's exactly what you'll be getting into your living rooms if you are able to live stream the event. But it's always best for you to go on out there, because it would mean a lot for your support to the delegate of your choice. All right?
Course.
Any final words from anybody? Anybody want to walk this back and say, you know what? Man, I know upon this snowboard Saturday to close, and I feel afraid. Anybody?
Oh no, we are prepared. We are all prepared. We're excited. We want everybody to come out and see us do our thing, right? And look out for our pictures for tomorrow. We did our swimsuit shoot yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was amazing. So.
Any meet and greet? Any more meet and greet?
Not necessarily meet and greet. They have a couple business who have been supporting in terms of lunch and dinners. And so on our social media, we always post where we're at. So if anyone is there, you can always ask the ladies for pictures. They're happy to do it, videos. They're very excited. You know, it's a newfound fame. And I believe they're enjoying the moment.
Everybody famous now. You guys know, right? Look, I tell you what, dog no longer back out on it. Right? But it's going to be a nice time. Like we mentioned, it's going to be streamlined right here on Channel 5. It starts at 8 o'clock. It's going to be at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. You could follow us on our social media platforms so you could see it live. It's going to be a great 8:30, sir?
Yes.
Look, we're not kick things off on about 8, man, Lord.
Yes.
Now we're going to make it happen for you, but it's going to be a great time. The biggest thing about us as Belizeans is that we need to continue to support each other. Now imagine that, huh? Imagine that. That you, but all are we. So this is definitely sure.
One of the things that people don't realize is that when we go as beauty ambassadors to represent our country, they don't call us by our name. They say Belize. And so we represent every single person.
Exactly. Once you leave this country, you are an ambassador to this country, and there is nothing like representing Belize on the biggest stage ever.
Right.
You want to know why? They're not got no country like this one.
Absolutely.
There you go. 8:30, Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. You get to see all these lovely young ladies as they vie for the title of Miss Belize Universe, or Miss Universe Belize.
Miss Universe Belize.
All right, yeah. That's just the way it is. And you could follow us. All right, final words. Yeah, let's get some final words. Let's start with you, Sojourner.
Sigourney.
Well, you know what? Sigourney.
No, I'm excited, and I know for a fact that we'll put on a great show. So I hope to see a lot of people there. I mean, VIP tickets are almost sold out, so we know, and I feel like all of us, we will give a show. So don't miss out, guys.
All right, and let me move on over this side to Sammy.
I would just love to say that it has been fantastic to have such a variety of girls to compete with, and I think that we should really be mindful of that and just be amazed at the rainbow that we're seeing on the stage this year.
Exactly. You see the rainbow, and we like rainbow.
we love the rainbow.
And
I just want to say that I hope everyone is supportive during the pageant, and because it takes so much energy and so much skill, so much practice to be able to do this. And of course, we are representing Belize, and we are Belizeans, and you need to be supportive and give us more motivation.
Thank you so very much. And
she stole my words, but yes, remember that words matter, so be careful what you say. They hurt and they can build, so support us, please.
All right. And of course, Alina.
Yeah, the one thing that I would say is that I'm just so thankful for this experience. I'm so thankful for the outpouring of love that we've received. There have been some negative comments, but we're not going to dwell on that. We're going to focus on the good. But I'm just really thankful for this group of girls because it really has evolved into a sisterhood. And from when we met on Sunday night and, we weren't really familiar with each other except for the ones that I went to school with or camp with. But now it's really like a true friendship, and I'm really thankful for this experience for giving me that.
Great. And final words?
Okay, well, I would just want to say thank you to everybody on Facebook, Instagram, every social media platform. The outpour of support has been really heartwarming, and it's motivating me to get this done. And thank you to you all for having us and for airing our pageant.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. Everybody, please tune in and support us again. Thank you.
All right. And Jen, final words yours?
Yes. One of the things that we're doing different this year, we have been trying to be more Belizean, and so we've been working with Belizean designers. And so the swimsuit, the official swimsuit, is by AJ, who was also a contestant in my year. And then for the final night, it's Julie Mango. So again, I want to encourage everyone to come out, support our Belizeans, buy Belize always.
Always. When you're buying Belize, you build Belize.
Right.
And this is one of the great ways for you to do that. Ladies, thank you so very much. It was a great time hanging out with you. Now we know, and it's going to be a great time. Like we mentioned, follow us on our social media platforms. It's going to be streamlined live there, of course, on Saturday evening at 8:30, live on 5.
Yes.
We're going to take our final break of the morning. When we come back, we'll be wrapping things up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
Understand that they don't have the time to chase their land matters. They are very busy. They are dispatched all over the country in very remote places, and it's absolutely impossible for them to spend the time and the energy to chase down their matters. As it turns out, some of the officers we were able to help are retired officers. They retired and were not able to complete their land transactions. So we consider this to be a very big deal, and we're happy that we had this opportunity to fulfill that promise, to be here for 2 days to ensure that they got their matters done. We did a very special operation because we not only gave them purchase approval, but we allowed them to pay and then apply for their title. And we were able to get quite a bit of it done, not all, but quite a bit of it done. And I think they're very pleased, and we were pleased too, because after all, these officers are quintessential public servants.
We were able to gather the soldiers. It was a lot of work to make everybody available here today. And yes, it wasn't until a few minutes ago when I received my title that it felt really, really good to see the level of commitment that our government has put into today's activities, to actually see the projects through, because we had cited these areas for over the past 3 years, and we've been trying in and out to try and get the soldiers some sort of benefit for serving the country. And I'm glad today that we've done that. I'm glad today that I've capitalized on the process to secure one of these for myself.
I feel privileged and blessed that the ministry actually took the initiative to bring it here to us as soldiers, because we don't really have the time to go, due to our schedule and our operations and so forth, we don't really have the time like others to go out. So it's good that they brought it here, and it's not only one day, they actually made it a 2-day event, so soldiers that couldn't make it yesterday could actually come today. They made the process much easier for us, because you apply or you finish paying, and by today you have your title. So I just want to thank the staff as well for their hard work.
The process has been ongoing for the past 1.5 years, and finally being able to get a land for myself, it's been a good experience. For a while it seemed like it was going to take a long period, but eventually came to fruition. Better than going to Belmopan or going to Belize City Lands and going through a long process, this clinic helped a lot in speeding up the process for us.
A lot of these soldiers, because of the nature of their work, they're hardly at home. So they don't have the time to be able to go to the ministry and go through all their running around. So the fact that the Ministry of Natural Resources came here and deal with the soldiers personally, that is huge issue for us right now. We're so grateful to the Deputy Prime Minister. We're so grateful to the workers, because one thing I could tell you, the people you see here working in that ministry, man, they're giving it their all. They're not playing around. They're not procrastinating anything. They're working. They're pushing these things. No? So they're helping out, I believe, about 300 soldiers formalizing their documents. So this is a very critical thing, and you very well know that owning your land is like the first part of wealth building. At least the family can use that to mortgage to build their home, or perhaps a mortgage to send their children to school. It is a help. It is an asset that belongs to them.
That's for people, more than half of our population, wrapped in with poverty, wretched poverty, have no way out, or they don't see any way out. And all of a sudden, you have an opportunity for them to get a piece of land, for them to start to see the light, for them to start to breathe, for them to start to dream, for them to start to see that life can be better. And when they get that piece of land, the entire family, I think, benefits from it. And that's what it's about. It's about giving hope, giving people an opportunity, giving them a piece of the jewel to ensure that they can take care of themselves and be independent and come out of poverty and live life and fulfill the beautiful experience that is Belize, So we absolutely enjoy being able to do that. We enjoy nothing more than to help Belizeans, to help our people fulfill their dreams and aspirations.
And we're back, just like that. We're back, and we're coming to the end of things for today. We had a great morning, though. I could tell you that much. We had a great conversation starting off with the MSME, micro, small, and medium enterprises. What a great way to actually invest within our country. MSMEs actually make up 70% of the work of the businesses within our country. They're the ones who are actually giving jobs. And this is a great opportunity for them. So we're so thankful that they could have joined us this morning to tell us all about what they've got to offer. And also the second conversation, Belize City Council, they have got something big going on this weekend. It's going to be their summer festival. It's going to be from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Look, you name it in one day.
Wow.
I'll tell you that much. Food galore, and it's themed cultural. So you'll have the Ugundani dance group, you'll have some Indian dances, you'll have everything you need to enjoy a summer festival right there at the Belize City Council. There are still some booths. You can check them out there at the Belize City Council. Get your boot. Who knows selling Lisa How, man? Right? Yeah, sell some Sahau and enjoy what they've got to offer. And we're so thankful to have been joined and graced by delegates of Miss Universe Belize. They're right here with us still. They're right here with us. We're so thankful. Who is it going to be this coming Saturday? Check us out right here on 5 on Saturday at 8:30 p.m. to find out who the winner will be. But I'll tell you what, they're all winners. All right? So we're so thankful for you guys who have joined us this morning. And finally, we've got our birthday shout out. Anybody know anybody where to celebrate birthday? Anybody? Anybody going once? Going twice? No. Sammy, you look like you think, yeah. All right. There's one person who'll be celebrating their birthday, who's celebrating their birthday today, and that person is, tell me.
DJ Carlo.
DJ Carlo. Happy birthday to you, my brother. Say Carlo right there. Yes, man. He's one of the judges for the Bellikin DJ competition that's going on every weekend. So that's my boy. That's my brother. So let's give him the last two words. Are you ready? And follow along with me. The last two words of the birthday song is to you. Oh my goodness, you guys are so cool. But then again, if you've got a birthday shout out or you've got concerns or questions, you could always drop us a line right here at oye@channel5belize.com. Bottom City. So it's right there. Or you can check us out on social media on our platforms on Instagram at
OYE
Belize. Yes, and of course on that's on Instagram and on Facebook at check it out.
Open Your Eyes Belize.
BZ. So you can catch us there. And then again, you could join us tomorrow morning when you open your eyes to start your morning
right.
As per usually, keep your eyes, your minds, and your hearts open. We'll see you soon. Do enjoy your day, Belize, and make sure to continue to love each other. Bye-bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.